What's up, guys? Sub-Zeric here, back for another VOD review, and today I got an international scrim for you guys. So I believe this is like Worlds prep scrims. I don't really know what else these players would be prepping for. Let's translate this portal here real quick. What are we on? We're on some kind of gold portal, so let's translate that. But yeah, if you look at the right here, we have players from across the world playing in this lobby. SCSC. On Sangyup are all from Korea. I don't actually know who this last player is. Piva and then YBY1 for Vietnam. We have a Spanish player as well, this Dalsam player, and then Dasik from EU. Also, it says Gold Start, and that makes sense because it looks like Run Gold Start. But yeah, this is a stacked international lobby, which I have to imagine, yeah, these players are prepping for the World Championships, which, you know, we're not that far away from. All right, first big decision in the game. Do you make 10 or do you just pick up all these other units here? We have a bow and a sword here, so our spot is already leaning towards something AD, in my opinion. Of course, this could be, you know, a static Shiv, could be a Shojin, that kind of stuff, so it doesn't have to be. I think I would lean towards holding units here. I don't think you can sell this fairy package. I think you would just pick up these units and play around this. It's interesting, though, because YBY1 looks like he's selling the Ziggs here, so maybe he is selling. Yeah, he does sell and make 10 here. Wow. And ends up I don't think he even, because Elise, yeah, Elise was in shop. So his idea here is just commit to this this hunter opener, pick up the Elise. Also, it looks like he might have a little bit of ping. And he ends up almost picking up a portal opener here, that we just have witchcraft here. So already for his big decision for YUI1, I'm a little bit surprised actually, but that must mean that YBY1's sort of like opinion of this this fairy opener is not that high. That he's really not that excited to play a 3 fairy opener, especially with these AD items, with the fact that he might have signed them on Tristana. If he really loved that opener, I'm sure he would have held on to it. All right, first Augmento here. So learning to spell stats-wise is the best Augment 2-1 in the game. You can see the op.gg overlay. Also, it's in the description down below if you want to get your own op.gg overlay. Shout out to YUI1 for supporting the people who also sponsor the videos. Learning to spell, best augment in the game at 2-1. Multi-striker +1, way worse. I talked about this in when I talked about the patch, but multi-striker +1, all of the +1s that they kind of like took the units out of, and the crowns where they like took components out of them, I feel like that was a mistake, because now a lot of these are just almost untakeable. And then of course, Comet Caster is just a solid, generically good augment. You can play it in comps that cast a lot. But the interesting thing is that, you know, learning to spell is so broken here. We don't really have an obvious learning to spell angle here. I guess theoretically you could play like a Zoe reroll kind of angle, make a Nashor's Tooth, and then play towards that. I'm not sure. I guess we'll see what YBY is going to go for here. Cauterize doesn't seem great from this spot. It's just not a great augment in general, and I don't think we have any I mean, you know, we don't have really a Kali's or anything like that. So it's really a question of, do I want to commit to some kind of reroll comp here with learning to spell? Don't have the direction for like a mage reroll spot, which is what you'd love to play from this. You love to play this into like the Seraphine type stuff with learning to spell. And it looks like he is just going to take it here. Yeah, pops off. It almost looks like he didn't even look at that second augment. He just said it's going to be learning to spell here. But what's interesting is, so far our board, I mean, he's going to make Nashors. Okay, so his idea is that we're going to play something AP from here. But the hard part is that we don't have anything just yet. We don't have any of these units that we want to stack up. But YBY, his opinion is this augment is so strong that we're going to take it anyway in the spot, even though we can't even stack up any of these units. We have like a Soraka sitting on bench here. If we want to play mage, you know, we can get that in, but he just wants to play his strongest board right now. He doesn't want to lose a bunch of HP for free, which sounds like YBY1. Sounds like the more that I watch good players play TFT, the more I feel like the best players just play a really solid early game. Also, ooh, that is an important call out here. Let's look back at this. So this guy is worth the wait on Jax, almost Jax 3 at 2-1, by the way. This worth the wait augment we've talked about a lot. So strong. There was another worth the wait here. This person is worth the wait Seraphine, it looks like here. And so this is really tough, because they're going to take all of our Seraphines in this spot. We can't play 1-cost major roll, because, you know, we can't hold on to all these early Seraphines. We could still play like 3-cost major roll, hoping that person doesn't end up stealing all of our units. It's interesting that YBY is still going to hold on to these Sorakas here, just for the possibility. Maybe we do like a little O-Cage business. We get all of these Sorakas, they get all the Seraphines. We could live with that potentially. So yeah, this guy, I think that's the Jax guy, right? Unless that's another guy. Yeah, that is the Jax guy, and they are Jax 3 this early. My God. And yeah, the second we pick up the Soraka, we are going to put it onto our board. So just, yeah, keep the hope alive for potentially playing this this comp, though. I think much more likely in the spot, we're just going to look to push levels. We can play around the Veigar this game and then just play some kind of mage reroll spot. So I think that makes a lot of sense from here, but we'll see what the rest of the game looks like. You really want to play something reroll oriented with this augment, just because of the fact that it really incentivizes you getting an early, like a 3-cost or a 2-cost, ideally a 1-cost carry, stacking up that AP across the entire game. Have to imagine that the tier pickup would be the call out here. We have Sword open, so worst case that can be Shojin. Best case that can be a blue buff down the line. We're not really win streaking at this point, so I don't imagine that we'll slam Shojin. Though maybe YBY will just slam it for an item economy kind of situation where, you know, he's like, how am I going to kill this sword if I don't make Shojin? We'll see. And yeah, he does make that call. He's just going to say, I'm going to slam the Shojin. I don't care that I'm on a 2-loss streak here. It's always going to be Shojin in this spot. That's what YBY is thinking here, which makes a good amount of sense. It's also like we're not leveling here. There's a pretty good chance that we lose this fight anyway. Let's actually, okay, so yeah, this is another person. They took the Onyx Spark Augment. They already have a Vex here. They're playing 3 mage. So this is someone else and their other components. Piva, this is the other Vietnamese player. So, you know, there's no OKH business going on here. This is actually a cool call from YBY to say, you know what? I was on the 2-loss streak. I slammed these items onto Soraka, but I'm still not willing to win this fight. So I'm just going to make my board really, really weak here. This is actually a fantastic loss against this player who, I don't know who this player is, Kian. But this is a fantastic loss against them. You know, oh, and there's a Veigar. So it's coming into focus, right? The only thing is, yeah, obviously this guy's playing for Seraphine 3. We're not going to get any kind of Seraphine 3. Hopefully we can get to Seraphine 2 at some point in the game. But yeah, we are just going to play Mage onto this board and hold on to the Veigar with the idea that we could easily play Mage's Reel from this spot. Hopefully, this is so bad, actually. We rotate into Dasik here and lose our loss streak here. The worst person for us to fight, but looks like Dasik, you know, saw that YBY was playing for a loss streak. He wants to grief these people. And Dasik just played for an easy 5 loss streak. So good play by Dasik here, but now we're in a really rough spot. We are contested in like 10 different ways by different players playing mage. Like there's a 1-cost major role player. There's another player, this guy who might end up just playing major role as well. You know, contested major role, I don't think is going to do good enough to get to a good placement, even though this augment is broken. But hey, we will see. Pick up a chain vest here. Interesting that YBY didn't actually use this remover here. I mean, I imagine it is a small miss from him to not use this remover, just in case, you know, what if we high roll and have like a random Veigar too? And ooh, look at this. Whoa, wait. This is wow. This is crazy for YBY. Just one shop actually. And the fact that he picks up this is from Orb. He picks up the Hwei from Orb. He picks up the Mordekaiser from Orb as well. And then immediately in his head, he says, you know what? Mage is so contested. Why should I play Mage? I'm just going to play Hwei reroll from this spot. This is not a comp that I think is on a lot of people's radar. You know, this is something that I've talked about a little bit back and forth over the last, you know, few patches. But it makes sense, right? We have the Rumble here right now. We have the Swain that we can play to right now as kind of a tank. I don't know if we're going to play Swain the entire game. Maybe we will. We'll see. But Hwei uses these items perfectly well. This is a really, really nice flex pivot from YBY, because look at this. Piva is certainly angling, it looks like, towards mages, so we can't play mages from the spot. We also now have the Hwei that we can start stacking up, so I love this from him. Very, very flex play. Seeing the other AP 3-cost reroll line that we could play, which is, you know, beautiful. I mean, Crown Guarded has to be fantastic in this comp. Throw that onto a Mordekaiser, and he's going to be huge from it. I don't think we need anything else. I mean, I guess there's also this combat bandages, really solid augment in general. I'm surprised that no Crown Guard to take, but maybe his idea is that we're actually just going to tank this Swain. We'll see. Levels to 6 here, and actually he's rolling on 6. Whoa. Wow, he's rolling a lot on 6. This is some crazy stuff. There's the Rumble too, okay. Zillion he's going to fit in as his so this is his idea of the board, and yeah, this is the Mordekaiser. Ends up beating Mordekaiser, and whoa, we move items to Bard. Wait, this, oh my god, YBY is cooking here. He's moving his items over to Bard here, because obviously we have Bard 2 at this point. He's going to keep the Hwei on the board, so I don't know if this is going to be a Bard carry game or if it's going to be a Hwei carry game. I have no clue. He's got 3 Vanguard in right now, but he fits 3 Frost. He fits Preserver in here, he fits Blaster in here. The board fits together very nicely, and the idea, I guess, is on level 7 you can fit 4 Vanguard, and you can kind of fit everything. I think in the past a lot of people play like 4 Blaster, 4 Vanguard, but his idea is instead of fitting that Blaster, you can fit Frost, you can fit Preserver, you can fit it's Frost and Preserver basically is what you get. Oh, and you can fit Sugarcraft as well. You fit those 3 traits instead, especially with the buff to 2 Sugarcraft. Ooh, I'm loving this cook from YBY1. I know I was talking about this on stream the other day, that statistically Bard 3 is like one of the best 3-star 3 costs in the game. But you know, I don't know that that's like that there is straight up like a Bard reroll comp, but you know, maybe this is you know, the Bard reroll comp. We'll see here, Cloak on the Tom Kench is the pickup here. I think this makes a lot of sense. We already have 2 completed Bard items, so we should just look for a tank item. And the TK could just be our level up for that for Vanguard, so it kind of all works out. And we do want to rush to level 7 in this position just because we're playing 3-cost reroll. I would think. It's crazy how much YBY decided to roll on 6. This almost looks like he's playing, you know, back in the day, for all you TFT Zoomers out there, 3-cost odds at level 6 used to be 30%. So it was not that bad of a trade-off to just roll for your 3 costs on 6. Now, that's not the case these days. If you look at the roll odds down there, you see 25% odds for 3 costs. The other thing I'll say watching this board is, my God, this Bard is doing work. I think a lot of people rate Bard very, very highly. As a unit, there's so many players who are like, this Bard unit is just broken. That's why so many people like playing him onto like karma boards and things like that, just because the Bard 2 does a ton of work. And I think YBY obviously sees that, and he's thinking about playing potentially around Bard 3s and out, which is so cool. It's also just very, very nice flex play TFT. He found a Bard 2. If he had found Hwei 2, the items would be on Hwei right now. So he's just playing good TFT, not like locking into one comp. You know, imagine if YBY had played a really bad game of TFT this game and said, you know what, I'm playing Mage because I got my early Veigar, I have to play it. His game would look horrible, but now he's on a 4 streak here. He's got so many Mordekaisers already, so many Rumbles as well. Like he actually has a good route toward hitting all of this stuff. I mean, the spot looks really, really nice, so I'm excited to see how this goes from here. Not going to pick up this Rumble just yet so that we can pick up these orbs. That's another Mordekaiser, which is so good for us. Pick up another Gargoyle as well, and then this bow, which I'm not sure exactly. I mean, it could just be like a static shiv. We'll see. Rolling deep here on 7, YBY. I'm actually surprised by how deep he's rolling, but he picks up the Hwei. And okay, so I think in YBY's mind, Hwei is certainly a better carry than this this Bard. I think he missed again, actually, on the remover. YBY, you got to clean this up, man. Or maybe he didn't. Okay, he didn't have remover here. Okay. So he just missed on the remover early game. He didn't have remover here. He ended up obviously getting the remover from the orb there, but that's one little thing that everybody's got to, you know, get a little bit cleaner on, making sure they use the removers if they have them on the minion rounds. But yeah, I'm blown away with this roll down, but I guess his idea is that, you know, Bard's pretty good, but Hwei is even better here. We pick up the Hwei 2 and immediately move those items over to Hwei. It's also interesting, we're 5 Bards here, 3 Hweis. He wants to move the items over to Hwei. So it looks like in YBY's mind, Hwei is certainly still a better carry to play for than Bard when you're playing this kind of stuff. He's also looking at the double Gargoyle. I like it. I mean, I think it makes a lot of sense. And then the bow can just go into the Hwei. This can be a red buff. This can be a static shiv. We kind of need both of those. So it'll be interesting to see what YBY ends up prioritizing. Spark's a great item onto someone like a Mordekaiser, so maybe we can go red buff and into Spark would be like the ideal world. But yeah, I like it. All right, and last augment here. 3's company. We have 1, 2, 3 costs on this board. It's not bad. Not amazing. Certainly don't think we're going to take the XP here. Vanguard plus 1's interesting, but I also don't really know that you can make a use of it on 7. Because you would have to cut something important, right? You would either cut Bard and lose Preserver plus Sugarcraft. You'd cut Zillion and you would lose Frost plus Preserver. Just to get 6 Vanguard in. I don't really love it, but we'll see. Also, what was that? Was that my... Hey, internet, come on. Give me the niceness of the VODs. Okay. Yeah, I mean, 3's a crowd seems fine. I don't really like either of these more than 3's a crowd. Maybe he's thinking about Ascension because his board does take a while to get going. I kind of hate this Ascension augment, but we'll see. He's got 14 seconds left, so he's got to make a decision pretty soon here. Yep, gonna reroll that. And then I guess it's just 3's a crowd. Yeah, solid combat here. Looks pretty good. We're playing 3 costs. Maybe we can level for another 3 cost down the line. Not really sure. I guess you could level for like a Vex for Chrono, and that would be another 3 cost onto your board. Bunch more HP. Perhaps. We'll see. Also, obviously, the HP scales with Vanguard. Their shield is based on their HP, so it's really, really nice. And this way, putting in work, but also Seraphine 3 putting in work. Man, the fact that this fight is close versus Seraphine 3 is crazy. We beat Seraphine 3? Oh my God. I mean, Seraphine 3, one of the stronger carries this patch. Boom, there's another Mordekaiser. So we can really think about dipping for Mordekaiser 3. The only thing is we're really unbalanced in what we've hit so far here. We're 8 Mordekaisers and we are 4 Hweis. So I do think you're going to roll for a charm every round. He's going to take this charm just for econ, which very smart from YBY, just to take. But I think he will be rolling for charm every single round here with the idea that we can roll for charm and we can roll for Hwei 3. We're also 6 Bards at this point. I wonder if he hits Bard 3, you know, way before Hwei 3, if he decides to move those items over, because I'd love to see a Bard reroll game. And it looks like he's keeping all the options open here, but another strong fight for this board. This Hwei is a monster, man. I'm so surprised by how the Hwei's doing. Obviously, Hwei, a good unit. and is a solid carry. But I feel like he's way like completely blowing my expectations out of the water. But I mean, maybe part of it's the scaling with the augment. I don't know. Spatula here. I think I would just take glove here and build something out of it. I don't think there's a spat item that we can take. There's Mordekaiser 3. This is so funny. Mord 3 here, and then 4 Hweis. It's just so out of sync, but I mean, you're never going to complain about the Mord 3. Now at this point, we don't have to roll for Charm because we have the Mord 3. So we can just sit on this and use this to carry us through the rest of the stage and get us stable enough to get to the Hwei 3. I don't think this is a scenario where you do just opt to push levels because our level up doesn't do that much for us, and we need to get to this Hwei 3 for our comp to work. So I imagine this will just still be, a Hwei Mordekaiser reroll game. Also, ooh, this fight's close. We do lose to the Soraka, the worth the wait player ends up, I think that was the worth the wait player, but I didn't see who they had 3 stars because I thought it was, well, in any case, yeah, we end up losing. Oh no, this wasn't worth the wait. I'm just looking at their last augment. They're double mage spat, actually. Mage Melio and mage on the Zerath. That's actually crazy. Okay, so yeah, 7 mage with double mage spat. I could see that maybe beating our board, especially when we don't have the damage yet from the Hwei 3, especially because the Hwei, I mean, I love this board or this build for the Hwei, the Nashor Shojin. It's really good statistically, but the one thing that you're missing with this build is AP, but our Learning to Spell fixes that perfectly. We get all of this extra AP from Learning to Spell, so this is fantastic for us. Another one fight from YBY1, and yeah, I imagine he'll be relatively conservative with his roll down. I mean, it was so smart for him to pivot into this comp because, there's a person playing Vexerol in this lobby, at least. All the other mage players are going to be holding their 3-cost mages. There seem like there's a decent amount of 3-costs out of the pool in this lobby, and that just makes your odds of hitting so much higher. This is something that great players do is think about those kind of things. So yeah, I think we're going to have to end up making the static shiv. No heal cut, not great, but not the end of the world. It's a Hwei every shot, man. I'm telling you, there's so many 3-costs out of the pool that it's almost guaranteed that we hit this and boom, that's Hwei 3 at 5-1. We were 4 Hweis only a few rounds ago, but it's just there's so many 3-costs out of the pool in this lobby. I didn't see. Yeah, this player, I was wondering as well if there's another 3-cost reroll player. This guy's Jinx Wukong reroll. So this is a great comp to play when you're in one of these lobbies where there are these people playing Mage reroll. There's these people playing Jinx Wukong reroll. There's so many 3-costs out when those guys are rolling for them that you just pick up these Hweis for free and you're not contesting any of their units. I guess you're contesting like Rumble, but you don't have to go for a Rumble 3, though we are kind of going for Rumble 3. But yeah, this fantastic boom. There's Wukong 3 hit. There's Jinx 3 hit as well. I mean, you can see why it was so easy for us to hit the Hwei 3 is because we played a 3-cost reroll comp and the rest of the lobby was playing 3-cost reroll. And I mean, our augment made it so easy for us, but it was such a nice pivot into this comp. And now we'll see the max cap of this comp, because this is an ideal spot for this comp. You've hit everything by 5-1. You have Learning to Spell, so you're getting all of this AP. I can't imagine that there's a better spot to be playing this comp from. We still have losing to the Seraphine board just because, my god, I mean, it's just, these mage boards are terrifying. Hopefully, I guess YBY's idea is that he's actually going to cap out with a Bar 3, because what do you even level up for here? Like I was talking about, maybe a random Vex, maybe, I don't know, a random Scholar on this board, I guess you could play. Obviously, like down the line, you can get another Preserver in, but Preserver, I mean, our main tank isn't a Preserver, it's a Mordekaiser. You can get Arcana in on this board as well, though, I mean, I guess, yeah, I mean, Arcana with 6 traits in, a decent bit of HP on the rest of the board, maybe that's the level up. I mean, Ari is also, yeah, Scholar and Arcana, so maybe it's an Ari level up, but looks like he really wants to find that Bard 3 so that he can duo carry these units. We have the Shiv, we still don't have any heal cut, but heal cut doesn't exist on this carousel. We're really just looking for a Bard item, I would think, but we don't really have one. I guess you can go Quicksilver Bard is the only one that does any damage. Maybe he's just gonna look at another tank item. Yeah, I mean, where does this even go? I guess he's throwing it onto, I mean, he's thinking about maybe the Rumble. I was thinking the Tom Kench potentially, just to get him to cast here. Picks up all of these belts into his front line, and yeah, he is going to level up here. Does just throw a Karma onto the board for now. I have to imagine it's going to be Ari later. We also have 2 3-stars, so you could maybe use the Arcana Signifier onto the Ari, just get some AP on the rest of our board. But also, our board's so high AP, I feel like you do just go for the HP. But we will see. We also get a lot of HP here. This is another really strong board. The Hwei, we just barely cannot get through this board. Looks like we're still not scaled up enough. Need to get the Vex. Ooh, that's, I mean, that is a miss, right? We should certainly have picked up the Vex here and played it over the Karma. It ends up being fine because we do finally find the Ari. And yeah, he does select the Ari for the AP. Interesting. Okay, so yeah, in his opinion, that's stronger here. But yeah, I mean, this is our spot. And the question is, we're going to continue to scale up, right? That's the thing. Oh my god. Wait, we just killed the Yuumi. You guys see that? Let's go back there. I don't know why this happens sometimes, but this Yuumi, obviously not a real unit, but she spawns as a real unit on this board, and we kill her. We have a Frost Yuumi on the board, just walking up and autoing people. I guess it's a clone bug with his Yuumi units, but Okay, I guess you should still frontline your Yumis in case your clone fights somebody else, and then, it can be a free frontliner. Um, ooh, nice call as well by YBY. The idea being that the static shiv does not have to stay on this way, so I'm going to move these items over and potentially end up static shiving the bard here, and then go for like a great last item onto the way. Something that scales with AP would be great. Like even like a jeweled gauntlet should be fantastic in this spot. I mean, Deathcap also kind of scales as well. So we'll see. Gonna continue to roll down here. There's another Rumble, so almost Rumble 3. Just looking for a good charm to pick up as well. There's Rumble 3, which is great, especially because he has all this AP. And he is also going to find the heal cut. He found the Morello. This is fantastic. It's a great item to Hwei. Hwei spreads this really well, and now we have the heal cut versus some of these boards that before maybe wouldn't be able to beat. I mean, the Redemption, the Declaw, all of this healing onto Wukong. We'll see if this can be the determining factor in this fight. We get through the front line. They get through our front line. It's close, but I feel like this fight might be a Rumble 3 diff. Oh my god, it absolutely is. Just barely win that fight, and it's already a top 3. The only people left are Piva and Songyup. And if Piva ended up playing Major Role, I think it might be 2 Major Role players versus our board, which is just crazy to see. Also, he ends up actually swapping out the Ahri for the Zerath, saying, I do need that true damage. I know Zerath's been nerfed, but we need the true damage much more in the AP than we need the AP. I think that makes a lot of sense. Piva didn't end up rerolling. Piva ended up just playing like a fast 9 mages board and doing very well with it, but looks like he won't be able to do well enough to beat our board. We take Piva down, and now it's just this last player with the Seraphine 4, I believe. We got to roll down for a good charm around. We could, I mean, that charm does nothing for our board, though. I don't think you pick that up, especially at the cost of losing your bards, which allows you to play for bard 3. So we'll see. We just want to be opposite, or not opposite side of the Seraphine. We just want to juke the Seraphine. I think, yeah, no swap as swap. Beautiful positioning from YBY to make sure that we're not getting sniped by the Seraphine. Will this be enough, though? It's looking pretty good so far. Obviously, big cast from the Nora into the Nami ult. Oh my god. Our front line's dead. Oh, just barely a loss there. We get a little bit of AP from that fight, as we always do. There's a Preserver Spat. There's also like bard items that you could get here. Yeah, we are just going to grab the Preserver Spat. It's a small deny maybe from this player, but it's also 3 Preserver for our bard, which is nice. We get our Sugarcraft cash out, which is hilarious here. And he's going to opt to Preserver the frontliner. Gets 2 Suspicious Trenchcoats. Wow, what a good charm here. That's such a great charm and so smart for him. He used the remover. Roll from the charm. This is a small thing, but it matters so much. This gives items to units with no items. So he used the remover, got the gargoyle off, then put these items onto the rumble. So now we have a Suspicious Trenchcoat on a 2-item rumble. He's a 3-item rumble now with Trenchcoat. Genius play from YBY1 to play this small optimal thing. But now look, the rumble turns into a bunch of more tiny little rumbles that get Preserver. Is that enough to win? No, we still lose the fight. Oh my god. I mean, that was one of the best. Okay, we pick up, I think that was Barrier there, giving the shield to all of our team. We still don't have the bar 3. But I mean, we can't see what charm this guy gets because I'm not going to be able to read it, but it is a combat charm. Still need to make sure that we don't get outswapped on. Moves the TK up. The TK is not in the correct spot to end up stunning the Seraphine, which is... Oh, no, it does. It does still end up hitting the Seraphine. That's actually a huge ult here. And with that, I mean, the TK ult looks like it completely swung the fight. And we stomped him, especially with the barrier as well. It's a dub for YBY1. A really, really nicely played game. I love that he pivoted into this more uncommon reroll line, and it went perfect for him. And he also played it in a lobby that was so good. Look, 3 stars, 3 stars, all these other people, you know, obviously holding on to the Vigors and things like this. It was so easy for him to hit on this line because of how many 3 costs are out of the pool. So fantastic game from YBY1. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe, check my Twitch, all my links down below. Thank you guys for watching.